you go, Jim.
Thanks, Rich.
Hey, you changed.
No, keep it. Someone's got to put you through college.
Anybody inside with a gun?
No.
Take me to the man who was shot. Hey, stay.
Okay. Oh my God.
Where is he?
Right in front of the
Where? Here. I want you to dial 911, but stay here. Tell me, what's happening to him?
He's shot really bad.
Where's he shot?
In the chest. There's blood all over him.
All right, dial the phone. Sir, can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me?
No, he's not moving. Oh, my God. Please,
give me the phone. I got a man shot. I need an ambulance and a patrol supervisor to respond to the grocery at Hester and Bowery. Put a rush on it.
Is he dead?
Listen, why don't you go outside? We're waiting for the ambulance.
Some white? You have blood on your hands. You have blood on your hands.
Sure, thanks.
Hey, fellas. So this fits the pattern. Perp comes in with a ski mask on, yelling Korean, takes the money out of the register, then shoots the clerk.
How many is this now?
4 in 3 weeks.
All victims are Korean grocers, right?
Yeah.
And witnesses all gave the same account, too. Perp entered the store, and that's when they hit the floor. Perp emptied the register either before or after shooting the clerk.
It was before. Because after I heard the shots, the perp was out the door a second or two later.
How you know?
I heard the footsteps, then he knocked the coffee out of my hand when he ran past.
So he just went right by you?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
We hear anything else prior to the shooting?
I heard somebody yelling, must have been the perp. Then I heard the shot. Then it all went completely quiet for a second. Then I heard some coins hit the floor, then a scream. And then the perp ran, past me.
Hey, there was nothing you could do about it, Tom. I mean, you gave it your best shot, right?
Task force will fold us into their investigation. We can run with it for a couple of days, see what we can come up with.
We start a canvas, boss.
Good.
Now we should talk to task force, see what they have.
All right.
Yeah. I'll toss those for you.
Is that the DOA's family?
Yeah. Hey, don't beat yourself up.
I'm not. Did I say I was?
Tape. Anything on the canvas?
Nothing.
Task force says the bullets they've recovered have all been standard issue 38s.
And they gave us got to talk to a Jeff Dorsey. He was a witness for the second robbery homicide. He's given us the best description of anybody so far.
Yeah, you see the perp's face?
No, just the height and weight. 5'7", about 150 pounds. These robberies go down so fast, no one gets a look at the guy.
We'll talk to him.
Good. Well, he's delivers for a clothing manufacturer in the East Village.
Is that what I think it is? What's the chief of detectives doing here?
I don't know. He was here when we got in.
It's been heated? Door's been closed.
He's been talking.
About what?
Dunbar. The chief of D's is here, Jim.
That's what I hear. How are you, Chief?
Good, Detective. Detective, I want you to know that any friction between you and the department when you were trying to get reinstated, that's water under the bridge.
Thanks, Chief.
And Lieutenant Fisk tells me what a great job you've been doing for him.
I appreciate that.
And what happened down at the market this morning? No one's blaming you as far as what you could or couldn't have done.
We're going to get that perp. I feel real confident about that.
There is one thing, though, that might present a problem. We got a call from someone who was in the vicinity this morning. They said you drew your weapon on the street. Is that true?
Yes, I did.
Why?
In case the shooter came up to me, we got into a struggle up close.
Is that your experience with perps who are fleeing a stick-up? Instead of beating feet, they accost the nearest police officer.
Well, I also had it out in case there were another perp inside the store.
That's still in public, Detective.
It was an instinctive move, Chief.
Those are instincts you developed when you could see.
Like I said, I had it out in case there was a struggle up close.
The public doesn't know that. They see a blind man waving a gun around.
But with all due respect, Chief, I was not waving my gun
It
around.
shouldn't have been out in the first place. Period.
Me carrying a gun was agreed to by the department before I was reinstated. A waiver was signed. I think you're aware of that, Chief.
What I'm more aware of is that you jeopardized the life of everybody on that street this morning. And if that happens again, we'll have to reevaluate this whole situation. Waiver or no waiver.
I did the right thing out there, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. We know exactly what you're talking about, and it won't happen again.
So we understand each other.
We do.
We haven't got the results of your psychological evaluation yet. But I hope whoever you're talking to is pointing out that you can't do the same things you did before, Detective.
I'm well aware of that, Chief.
That's all, Jim.
What was that all about?
They're putting me in for a Medal of Valor.
I was walking out of the store with cat food and a pack of gum. Guy brushes past me and goes into the store. I didn't think twice about it, then I heard the yelling.
Scared of language?
I say Korean because that's who run the place.
Then what?
Pop, pop. Which I didn't recognize his gunshots at first because it took me a second to turn around. Then when I do, this guy in a mask rushes out of the store and takes off.
Right, you said he was 5'7", 150?
Give or take.
You see what he was wearing?
Black pants, black sweatshirt.
Did you notice if he had a gun in his hand?
I didn't see it. Sorry, man.
All right. Yeah, this kind of thing is upsetting.
Just got these flashes in my head, you know? All that blood.
Mr. Dorsey, were you maybe inside the store after the shooting took place? Because you told the cop on the scene you were only on the curb. Yeah, how'd you see the blood?
Well, when the paramedics hauled the guy out.
Yeah, he'd have been covered up. Were you maybe inside the store when the shooting took place? Mr. Dorsey?
Maybe. Maybe crouched behind a shelf, grabbing for a can of cat food. Look, I just heard, you know, all the shouts and the yelling. I just froze. I'm really not proud of it.
Did you get a look at the guy?
Just as he pulled on the mask. It's an Oriental guy.
Yeah? Could you make an identification?
I think I could, yeah.
All right. We got your number. Take care of your cash.
Witness might be able to identify the shooter.
You got a good look at him?
Yeah.
But he got a good look. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, he did.
You guys get anything?
Yeah, anonymous phone call came in from a woman who lives on the same block as our DOA. She said they're looking to a Don Yan. Apparently, there's some bad blood between him and our DOA. Caller didn't elaborate. He's on his way in now.
We're still looking at a pattern, though, right? It's not just a one-time beef.
Look, is it going to hurt to talk to the guy?
No, in fact, it would be really nice if today's shooting was just an isolated deal and the perp wasn't responsible for 3 other murders. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Tell you what, you guys just go ahead, all right? And if you need us, we'll be working on the pattern. Can we help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Detective Betancourt or Dunbar.
You Mr. Yan?
Yeah.
Great. Interview room 1.
Yep. Blind as a bat.
Let's go.
You've been, blind your whole life?
A year.
Yeah, my respect. It reminds me of a dog I used to have. Only had 3 legs. Had to work twice as hard as the other dogs to get it done, but he did.
It's very flattering. Thank you.
It's a compliment, man. I love that dog.
When Lee was shot and killed at the grocery store this morning, did you hear about it?
Yeah, of course.
Why, of course?
I know their family.
How?
Their son was engaged to my sister.
What happened with the wedding?
They called it off.
Is that why you have a problem with them?
Who's saying there's a problem?
We are.
Mr. Lee made his son call it off a week before the wedding. Because, Mr. Lee used to be a dentist back in Seoul. And my dad's a janitor. And Mr. Lee thinks we're too far below them. My sister's humiliated. My family's lost face in the whole community. So, yeah. I was pissed. And I let him know about it because... Okay, hold up here. Don't tell me you think I killed Mr. Lee.
We're just asking questions.
Well, yeah, questions about a problem I had with them.
Where were you this morning?
Are you serious?
No, this is waste everyone's time day at the police department. Where were you?
There's been 3 other Korean grocers who've gotten killed.
Yeah, we're aware of that.
Well, then why are you looking at me? I'm not a serial killer.
Not gonna ask you again, Don.
I was at school. 8 a.m., Craigmont Institute, where I'm going to get my degree in information technology. And you can call them and ask if you don't believe me.
I need your minute. So, what's your sense of him?
Well, he's given us a family backstory and his sister.
Yeah, I've been watching. What's your sense of him?
He doesn't seem like the type of guy to do a series of robbery homicides.
But he did have a serious problem with the DOA.
Because we just caught another one in the pattern, so he'd only have any value to us if he's connected on the street.
Another robbery?
Robbery homicide.
Korean grocery?
I said it fit the pattern. Is the kid connected on the street?
No, doesn't look like it.
Okay, so kick him and go help Seoul Man. So, go head out.
You need a minute?
No, I'm fine. Let's go.
Hey, Herb walked in wearing a mask, both Korean, emptied the register. He shot twice and then he ran out.
DOA the owner?
Yeah, Blue Shin, was dead in the doorway, 2 to the chest.
Did the wife see anything?
Nah, she was stocking shells when the whole thing went down. She just saw some guy run out and that he was carrying a revolver.
Did she get any kind of description?
Not really. I asked if the guy could be about 5'7", 150. She said it fit. So number 5.
We should get going on this canvas.
Guy's on a tear.
Someone had to see him.
He's probably on his way to number 6.
Yeah, talk like that don't help.
Yeah, well, I'm just making observations, okay? I'm thinking out loud because I'm just a little frustrated here.
Because if I'd have seen our guy this morning, he'd be in custody, right?
You're a mind reader.
No, I'm just used to you talking the same old gold.
Guys, come on. Widow's right over there.
You know what? We're gonna canvass the north side of the street, aren't we?
don't need my help?
No, use my cane.
How are you gonna find the car?
That was the ME's office. Slug taken from the wall at this morning's DOA wasn't in good enough shape to make a comparison to the other DOAs. It's going to be a while before they can make a comparison from the shooting that just happened.
So there's still a chance that this morning is not related to that pattern.
Yeah. Let's keep hope alive, huh?
You know, it's too bad that I have to explain this to you, Marty, but I'm talking more about which direction to go, not about covering my ass.
So, what do we know for sure pattern-wise?
Asian male, ski mask on. He uses a nickel or chrome-plated .38 revolver. Cleans the register, caps the clerk.
And what angle are you two working?
Right now, we're looking at any Asian males who just got out, do stick-ups, anything. If you're an Asian male and you got out in the last month, get a little visit.
Karen, what about you and Jim?
We're looking into the feud between the DOA, Lee, and the other family, and I'm still trying to confirm the son's alibi from earlier today. And then I'll talk to Dad again meanwhile.
Yeah. Get on that. Marty, Jim, my office. Right away, please. Okay, when is this nonsense going to stop?
He's not chasing a rabbit down a hole?
This is a legit...
I am asking both of you when you're going to stop behaving like pissed-off stepsisters.
When he's respectful. When he decides he's part of a team.
How am I not doing that?
Look, this neighborhood thing is not where we're going right now, boss. And it's my case, so I determine the course of the investigation.
It is my squad, Marty, so I determine when my detectives are out of line.
Fine. I'll give him a break. You do what you want. It's fine by me.
Yeah.
Great to be on the team. You know, the way I was taught is you follow a lot of different paths, and then we see which ones pan out. But if you want everyone on the same track, Marty, no, that's just fine.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Marty, please.
No, look, truth, it's a tough case, okay? And it'd been great if he would have caught this guy this morning.
I don't feel
Can
the same
I say
way?
something? I'd rather him keep doing what he's doing, honestly. I'd rather we work our own sides of the street.
That's just fine. I'll tell you what, sniping is done. These little meetings are done. So next time it's disciplinary action. Go.
Can I just say one thing?
No, we're done.
Look, it's not that I don't understand his point.
Well,
It's just
understand mine. This is not all about Russo being a jerk. You could learn some listening skills. You know, like when your boss says the meeting's over, it's over. Or when the chief of D's is handing you an ass kicking, you can just shut up, take it, and move on. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Excellent. Get out.
Please sit down. You are the detective my son told me about.
Yeah.
Oh, he apologized for the dogs with the 3 legs comment. And I'm also embarrassed that he would say such a thing.
No, you tell him not to sweat it.
Mr. Yun, I'm sure your son told you why we brought him in.
Yes, the death of Mr. Lee.
That's right. And the fact that your family had a big problem with his family. See, that's what we call red flag.
I lost face. I lost money. And my daughter won't leave the apartment. We are all very upset. But that's not enough to kill the man. My son would not do that.
Would you? Losing face means more to you than to your son.
That is true. I have strangled Mr. Lee. I have cut his head off. I have grabbed the wheel of a bus and ran him over. All of these, many times. But in my imagination.
Where were you this morning?
Work.
Where?
Wyckoff Industries. I'm in facilities management.
All right, we're going to have to look into that.
Yes, of course. I I work overtime as much as I can now because of my son calls it the reaming I took over the wedding cost. Musical band, restaurants, flowers, all those deposits are gone.
No, we're sorry to hear that, Mr. Yan. Listen, we thank you for your time, and if we have any more questions, we'll keep in touch.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks. Maybe we should start looking into it at his pattern. You know, how about Marty and Tom?
Sure, why not?
You know you got nothing to be ashamed of, Jim. Hey, don't get defensive.
Hey, relax. I already got a shrink.
What'd I just say?
From what you've been telling me, Russo's been a pain in the ass from day one. What's so different about today?
Because he was right. I blew it.
You should have caught this guy at the grocery store?
A sighted cop would have.
There's no guarantee of that.
If I had my sight, I would have.
That's once. Cleared a lot of cases.
You think that means this dead man's family? They want his killer caught. And he would have been if I had...
There's a million scenarios that could have happened.
But this is the one that did happen. I blew it and he got away.
You know that we're out of time, right? We absolutely can talk about this more. You know, on your own, if you like.
I can wait till next week.
This is your last session.
Really?
If you're interested in scheduling more time on your own, that's available.
And what about your report to the commissioner?
You're fit for duty. I submit it tomorrow.
That's great.
Whether or not you decide to continue therapy, there is something I'd like to suggest that you work on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Your difficulty in reconciling who you are since you lost your sight.
Yeah, I know.
You've got to stop fighting so hard to prove that you're not the same, because you're not. Absolutely things you cannot do anymore.
Yes. This is not news to me, Doc.
Well, then why are you beating yourself up over losing a perp? Because some sighted cop maybe could have caught him.
The consequences were high.
Not your fault. Any of it. Regardless of the insecure ramblings of Detective Russo. You're a different man. Different husband and a different cop. And from what you've admitted to me, even when you could see there was room for improvement in all three, could use this as an opportunity for a fresh start. When you realize who this new person is, that he has nothing to prove to anybody, you may not even want to be a cop.
I'm a cop.
Your call. It's been a pleasure. Good luck, Jim.
Thanks. Okay, you're all better. Let's go.
You're being quiet.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah. It's a big case.
When do you have to see Dr. Galloway again?
I don't. We finished up yesterday.
Why didn't you tell me last night?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Still, he signed off.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was kind of sudden to me at the time. I mean, I didn't think we were done yet, but...
Can you call him on your own if you want to?
And I don't think I need to see him anymore. And no, he signed off, and I'm clear, and he says I'm better. I don't think I would.
Okay. You never have to see that doctor again. Even if you are crazy. I'm gonna be late tonight. I have to take the stuff out.
Do that again? With the coin?
Do what?
Drop a coin on the floor, just one.
What?
The wife at the second crime scene yesterday said the perp had a revolver.
That's what she saw.
But if what I heard outside the grocery was a shell casing hitting the ground, then my guy couldn't have used a revolver.
So a 9, or something like that.
Probably.
So you're saying the guy used a different gun?
Now, they switched. How often does that happen?
So you're saying it's a different guy? Who had the forethought to pick up his shell casings? Because crime scene didn't find one.
What are you saying? You think I'm making this up?
No. I'm saying that you feel responsible for that grocer dying and you're keeping it way down.
I'm not. I'm fine.
Because if that's the case, then you need to tell me right now. So I could tell you you're being an idiot. And there's no reason to compensate for it with a week leave.
I would never do that.
Look, because if it was me, man, I would be messed up. But I would at least tell my partner. I certainly wouldn't chirp up with an I'm fine after everything he said.
All right, okay. I'm messed up about it. But I honestly think I heard a shell casing hit the ground.
All right, if that's the case, we need to look in the Young family, passed on, because his alibi's clean.
Well, it's lost face. The sister and the father. Did we check his alibi out?
Not yet.
Well, witnesses said they saw a male. Let's start with him.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for coming in, Mr. Young. You know, we know a lot more now than when we spoke yesterday. The most important fact being that Mr. Lee's death is unrelated to the other grocery store killings.
How do you know that?
That was a different gun used.
Oh. Well, I've been thinking about our talk yesterday, and I think perhaps I spoke too much about my anger for Mr. Lee. Although it is true, but it has nothing to do with...
Did you not think we were going to call your work? See if you showed up there yesterday morning?
I was at work.
You were an hour late.
Traffic was
You
bad.
haven't been late once in the 5 years you've worked there until yesterday.
I was late, but I know you, Mr. Lee.
Hey, don't start acting like your English is bad. That would be an insult to us.
See why that's good for you? Being late, I mean. It shows that you didn't completely think this all the way through. Because if it was premeditated, you'd be spending a lot more time in prison.
That's a crazy person out there, killing grocery owners.
And I just told you that wasn't the case with Mr. Lee.
Is that how it happened? You heard about these grocery store killings? You figured you'd copy it? Settle things with Mr. Lee, make it look like the other killings?
No, in my imagination...
I am not buying that act. Now, if you don't start getting straight with us, you are really going to lose face. Because I'm going to send a police car down to your apartment, and they're going to drag your wife, your son, and your daughter out into the street in front of all your friends and neighbors. Is that what you want? More shame?
No.
If no one knows what you did or why you did it, how are you going to reclaim your honor?
Did you kill Mr. Lee because he called off the wedding?
No. It's the reason why they backed out.
Which is what?
Mr. Lee called many people in Korea, trying to find information on us. He found out that my wife and I had to give up our first child for adoption because we were so poor. We weren't able to raise a child then. That is a great shame in our community. He told me he knew. And the wedding was off because he would not unite his blood with mine. I asked him to not tell anyone about the adoption. He did not honor his part of the agreement. I went to talk to him yesterday. He called me Geiseki, offspring of a dog. If he wants to behave like we're still in Korea, then so will I. And I did.
Is he done with the statement?
Yeah, almost. I'm getting some coffee. You looking in?
Yeah, a little. It's pretty sad.
Dunbar must be relieved.
Sure, wouldn't you be?
Sure.
Anything else in the pattern?
Nope. Still working on it. We gotta open up the investigation. You know, everybody's a suspect. Look what Jim did.
What did he do? What did Jim do? He got lucky.
No, he had an open mind about everything.
He got lucky.
You're wrong. All right, hey, I'm not too proud I can't learn from the guy.
You know what you should do? You should wear a blindfold.
That's funny. I'm going to run everybody related to the cases through BCI. You can sit your ass here and stew. All right? It's going to do us a lot of good.
What are you looking at? The witness from the second homicide 3 weeks ago, Vanessa Hansen. Heard 2 shots, saw a black Bolero run by.
Hey, Tom ran at the BCI. She's clean.
All right, what about FBI?
Has her clean, too.
That's goodbye to Vanessa.
That was the FBI on Jeff Dorsey we talked to yesterday. No record, but he's got a dishonorable discharge from the Army.
What for?
Assault on a civilian. He dodged the criminal charges with the dishonorable, but he was stationed in Seoul, South Korea.
What did Dorsey say when you talked to him?
Said he was ignorant of the language that the perp was speaking and that he didn't recognize the caps he heard his gunshots.
No way. A soldier would know that. You guys got to go talk to Dorsey again.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Is that how you did detective work when you were coming up? Because I'm not too...
Come on. What's the matter with you? Let's go.
Yeah, I was in the military.
Stationed where?
Dusseldorf, 2 years. Okinawa, 1, that's it.
What about Korea? Spend any time there?
Are you looking into my military record?
Why are you lying about it?
I had a tough time in Korea, and I tried to forget it. You guys get it down a little, man?
What kind of tough times, you know?
Look, I had a misunderstanding in the bar. It got me the dishonorable discharge I'm sure you know about.
Yeah, so you got nothing to hide, right?
Well, I'm a little ashamed of being thrown out of the Army, but no. Nothing to hide.
And what'd you lie about hearing the perp talk Korean for?
Didn't want to get involved.
Not knowing what a gunshot sounded like.
Wanted to sound a little ignorant. Keep out of it. I live a quiet life, you know?
Yeah, well, we got 4 innocent people dead.
Sympathize with that.
4 guys just doing their job, trying to support their families.
Hey, look, man, if my being vague slowed down the investigation at all, I'm sorry.
I don't know. Where my partner's heading with that is towards how it's going to look when it's presented to the jury, and you're sitting at the defense table looking like a ruthless psychopath.
What are you guys accusing me of?
What do you got against Koreans?
Nothing.
Practice saying it like nothing, Your Honor, because you've lied to us now twice. All right, and that's enough for a search warrant for your apartment, all your things. And you know what? I'm going to bet you $20 that we're going to find a murder weapon.
Yeah. You know, you got a bag around here, something like a gym bag, because I'd just like to save myself a whole bunch of time.
Yo, you got a locker?
Get him!
If there's a gun in that locker, it ain't mine, man.
Why'd you kill all those men, huh?
Answer! I was high, man. Yeah? I was out of control.
4 stoned-out murders ain't gonna work here, and it ain't gonna work in court.
All right. All right. The first guy made me for an American off my pronunciation. He killed my plan. The papers said the guy was Korean, so I just kept on with the act.
And you said you were a witness to the second killing. What'd you do, come back to the scene?
I never left. I was gonna go out the back, but it was locked. So I just took off the mask and acted like I was a witness.
Hold up, so you killed these guys? 4 men because your plan was working? That's what you're going with?
I was gonna spend my life in the military, man, all right? And then some slopehead's gonna talk smack to me in a bar? And he's gotta have a glass jaw? I mean, look at me now, man. It's pathetic. Son of a bitch ruined my life, man.
Yeah. Get him.
Hey, who's taking Dorsey to central booking?
I'll flip you for it.
All right. Call it.
Heads.
Suck on that.
2 out of 3.
No.
The chief of D is extending his congratulations to everybody.
Oh, good to hear.
It's also on the phone with DCPI. The Post wants to do an article on you.
Are you talking to me, boss?
Sorry, Jim. Yeah.
What, do they want a quote about the collar we just made?
Well, no, apparently they want to do a full article.
I'm not interested.
Well, DCPI cleared it with the commissioner. They'd really like it to happen.
I'll pass. Tell him thanks, though.
Huh?
Why don't you ask him when no one's around and he's not trying to show off?
You know, you really shouldn't look for overtime this month because you're not getting it.
I'm just giving him a hard time, boss.
A day after we had a conversation. You keep that in mind the next month every time you look at your paycheck.
Good night, guys. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Karen.
Can I tell you how much I love working with you, Jim?
What do you want, Marty?
What, is that my shampoo? That you can tell it's me?
You give off a certain vibe.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, what kind?
A bad one.
Well, that's the first time anybody's ever said that to me.
I find that hard to believe.
I think maybe it's more you bring it out of me.
Yeah, because that's what I do every morning when I wake up. I think, what can I do today to piss off Marty?
You know, I got a brother who lives upstate. He's got some property. And his dog and the neighbor's dog, well, they don't get along so much. They fight a lot. So you know what they did to settle it? They put them both in the garage. They shut the door. Now the dogs don't fight anymore.
It's a good thing we're not dogs.
Yeah, good thing. But you got to admit, if you had your sight, you know, me and you, we go a few rounds, get this out of our systems, Jim.
Don't let it stop you. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Cop beats up blind guy. Those are great headlines.
No. Cop gets his ass kicked by blind guy. That's the headline you're worried about. Go ahead. Do whatever you need to do. I swear to you, whatever happens, I won't tell a soul.
Yeah, you love this. You love this because you know either way I lose. I kick your ass, I'm the bully. I don't, you're the king. I can't win, Jim.
Well, pick one. Do something because I can't keep doing
Why
this.
Why don't you just find another home? Huh? Nobody wants you here. This place ran fine without you. Don't you see that?
You're right. You're right. You're right, Marty. You were here first. You want me to leave?
So I
will.
get tagged as the guy who drove you out.
Would you give me a break, Marty? You cannot have it both ways. If I stay, then we've got to work this out. Otherwise, I'll go, but... Look, either way, I'm going to be just fine.
You know, would it kill you to just relax a little bit, Jim? Just a little? Not come across like you're always trying to solve every little thing? We're a squad. We work together.
Okay. I'm gonna do my best.
Do your thing. But once in a while, you could see where I'm coming from. I mean, you don't always have to be the guy. You don't always have to.
I get it.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.